And we continue with the Kenny and JT show here on News Talk 1480 WHBC. Thanks for hanging out with us. And it's that time of the week. We love this time of the week because we get an opportunity to talk with our Sarchione Ford Player of the Week. And this week from Massillon High School, it's Darrius McElroy, outstanding quarterback for the Massillon Tigers, the number one team in Ken's top 10 after 10 weeks of the regular season. They're at the top of the list. They're headed to the playoffs, and he's a big reason why, especially with his performance in the big win over McKinley this past week. 35-13. Massillon beats McKinley in that game, and Darrius was huge in the second half, the spark of the second half, as Massillon outscored McKinley 28-0. Darrius had 2 of those 4 touchdowns. Darrius, congratulations on the win. Congratulations on being named the player of the game that day, and also player of the week. Not a bad hat trick right there, right?
Thank you.
So let's go back to the game, the 132nd meeting between Massillon and McKinley. And you've been battling some injuries throughout the season in that, and you didn't start the game, but coach called on you in the second half, and you responded in a big way. What was your mental mindset heading into that game, and how did you stay prepared for whenever your number was called in that game?
All I was just going into the game was don't lose my mind about how big of the game it is. Just stay focused, and when it was time for me to go in, I showed out.
Yeah, you showed out in a big way. 88 yards and 2 touchdowns in the second half. They were unable to stop you. You pretty much did whatever you wanted there in that second half. Darrius, as the game's unfolding and you do get your number called there, okay, as you're going out there, were you able to notice that your offensive line seemed to be wearing McKinley's defensive line down, and you were able to take advantage of that?
Oh, yes, 100%. Like, every time I ran the ball, there was just a hole where I could just easily get yards off of. So they wore them down pretty good.
Yeah, they did. I noticed that because I was on the field doing the reporting, and I was in that end zone where you scored both of your touchdowns, and the holes were huge. And you could just see they imposed their will on McKinley's defensive line. What's it like as a quarterback, or when Will Trell's healthy, or Freddie's, running the football, to know that those guys up front, it's the staple of a Nate Moore football team there at Massillon, are going to be there for all 4 quarters, and what may not pop early in the game may pop late in the game?
It's a good feeling to know that my line is able to keep pushing for all 4 quarters and wear the other team down to make sure that the rest of us have holes so we can make plays.
All right, so what's it mean to you to, as a senior, be a quarterback at Massillon, win on the road at McKinley in the greatest rivalry in high school sports?
That it means a lot. It means so much because it's the last one, and we had to come out and win that last one. So it meant a lot to me.
And I know that because I was watching you receive the greatest rivalry MVP award. And then you just went off by yourself, Darrius, with your trophy on the ground, and you were on one knee, and I posted the photo on Twitter and everything, and tears, were coming down out of your eyes. What were the emotions that forced that to happen for you in that special moment?
I don't even know. It just had to be tears of enjoyment because that game was very big, and I needed that one.
And did it mean even more where, as a senior, you don't start, you become a guy that's going to come off the bench? It didn't affect your play. You showed leadership because some kids your age, might have been upset that they didn't get to start their senior year in a rivalry of that magnitude, but yet you just accepted your role, and it paid off in a big way because you were the spark. We thought, as we gave you the player of the game and you're the player of the week, you were the difference in that second half.
Not starting, I'm not going to lie, kind of upsetting me, but it's something that the team had to do, but I was just glad I was able to come back into that second half. So,
Darrius McElroy, our guest, our Sarchione Ford Player of the Game on Saturday against McKinley, and because of that, he is our Player of the Week as well. The Tigers finished 8-2 in the regular season. They beat McKinley for the 6th consecutive time, 9th time in 10 tries. The victory bell, how sweet is it ringing that victory bell? And you'll get to paint the score on that thing too.
Oh, very sweet. Very sweet.
All right, let's move forward now. That game's in the rearview mirror, right? Because now the second season starts for Massillon. And as we know, last 3 years, you guys have made a run to the state championship game. So how do you put McKinley in that rearview mirror and focus on your next opponent, Columbus Independence?
We just got to stop worrying about the past and keep pushing forward and get on for this week.
The mindset at McKinley, every team goes into a season hoping to win a state championship, right? But a lot of programs, it's not realistic. At Massillon, it is. Like I said, it's, I think, 4 straight regional championships, 3 straight trips to the state finals. How are you guys able to, when the postseason rolls around, to turn it up a notch, take it to that next level, and get to where you want to get to again this year for the 4th straight year, which would be a state championship?
I would take it up another level is the coaches. I don't know. It's like going into the playoff, the coaches like find a spark in us where everybody just has high energy every practice and everything's just like real dialed in and focused.
This senior class, what would it mean to you guys if you're able to get to a 4th straight state championship and on top of all that, win the first ever state championship in the playoff era for the Massillon Tigers? What would that mean to you and your seniors?
Oh, it would mean a lot to us because we had a lot of people like sleeping on our season. They didn't think we were going to be as good because we don't have as many stars as previous years. So us being the first ones to do it, it'd mean the world to all the seniors in this school.
All right. So you just mentioned that, and I echo your sentiments. I think there were a lot of people that were wondering what this Massillon team was going to be all about this year. Could they, get back to a 4th straight title game? And obviously that's a ways away, but you're positioned pretty good, the number 4 seed in your, region, in your division. What is special about this year's team where you guys have overcome adversity that Coach Moore told me about from the injuries and battling the COVID and some suspensions and that? What's special about this team, and why do you think you guys can get back there?
What's special about the team is that I think it's our bond that we all have with each other. It's like we all have each other's back. Like no matter what's going on, we always have someone's back. So I feel like that will take us very far.
Well, it's taken you pretty far so far. 8-2, only 2 losses to Division I teams. Now you're playing all Division II teams the rest of the way in the playoffs and maybe to another state championship game. Darrius McElroy, thanks so much for making time for us. Again, congratulations on the win over McKinley, but more importantly, best of luck in the postseason. And here's hoping maybe we'll call some of your games, including a state championship game again.
Yep, thank you.
All right, there is Darrius McElroy checking in with us here on the Kenny and JT